Hi everyone, my name is Scott Ross, and if you're watching this video, you are a seasoned sales professional and someone has told you that there's an opportunity that you need to check out. I don't know what you currently sell, but my background is in the enterprise software industry. I've spent the last 15 plus years selling multi-million dollar projects and packages to large Fortune 500 organizations. And what I've found over the last several years is it's become quite frustrating. My sales cycles, which were already long, have lengthened. It's an incredibly competitive space, and the budgets for what I was selling have been shrinking. And when I saw what I'm about to introduce you to, I got very, very excited because I don't know about you, but the things that I'm looking for in something to sell are something fresh with very little competition, short sales cycles, and yet something that's very lucrative. And I've got all of that in this package. In fact, this is one of the freshest programs I've ever seen. It is absolutely without equal, virtually no competition. And what's really, really amazing is that in my opinion, it's the most lucrative sales opportunity that I've ever been introduced to. So I'm excited to share it with you. Now, the company that offers this program is called World Ventures. And let me give you a little background on the company. We were founded just 3.5 years ago in Plano, Texas. We've been growing very, very rapidly in our first 3.5 years, going from zero to just under $150 million in our first 3 years in business. And we have moved into a brand new facility, 38,000 square feet, more than 165 employees, and growing even in this down economy. We have a very experienced executive team. If I could go into all the backgrounds on these guys, you would be very, very impressed. We've got more than 100 years of experience in our industry at the senior executive level. And we are partnering with a company called Rovia, which is a 24-year-old full-service travel agency. Very innovative products and services, as you're about to see, with a very unique proprietary technology that we're bringing to the market. So the Rovia leadership is people like Mike Putman, who's a 24-year veteran of the industry, one of the leading innovators in the online travel space, and Grant Mertz, who's the director of our Dream Trip product, which I'm about to tell you about. Again, a huge 15-year veteran of the industry and somebody who has been a consultant to some of the top companies in the industry. So just to make this clear, we have a sales and marketing company called World Ventures, which you would be representing, and then the products offered by Rovia. Much like if you walk into a Best Buy to buy a Sony TV, Sony is the manufacturer of the product, Best Buy is the marketing arm. That's kind of the relationship between World Ventures and Rovia. So one of the things that you need to understand before I get into the full breadth of what we're doing here is that Rovia has introduced a brand new technology to the market. It's about 3 months into the market, and it is a better mousetrap when it comes to online travel search and bookings, and it is Rovia.com. And when someone goes onto Rovia.com and becomes a preferred customer, there's a lot of benefits to doing that, as you can see on your screen. But Rovia.com is the ultimate vacation convenience tool. In the online travel space, there's essentially one criteria that customers use to determine whether they will book their travel through that site. And that criteria is price. And what we're doing with Rovia, in addition to all the enhancements to the travel experience that we bring to the table, the biggest issue is that we're going to offer the consumer the best price almost every single time that they shop with Rovia. And it's not just us saying that. We had an independent auditing firm called Topaz International that ran several thousand random searches across 100 different markets. And what they found was that Rovia had the best price online 68% of the time. That's almost 7 out of 10 times. Compare that to Expedia, who, as you can see here, had the best price just 6 out of 100 times. So Rovia's got this very, very innovative technology that we've brought to the table, and you're going to see how that's going to play a role in what we're going to allow you to sell here momentarily. Now, the travel industry is something that I didn't know a lot about. I was a big business traveler. I was flew more than 100,000 miles with my favorite airline every year, and I stayed in hotels 50 to 60 nights a year. But what I didn't understand is how big the travel space is. And as a business person, when I started to understand the breadth of the travel industry, it got my attention. To begin with, travel is the largest industry in the world at $8 trillion strong. Now, let me put that in perspective for you. The software space that I used to play in was about a $200 billion space. If you take all the pharmaceutical products sold around the world, all the medicine prescribed all over the world, it amounts to about $700 billion. If you've ever been in the oil and gas industry, you know that the oil and gas industry, which I used to think was the biggest industry in the world, is about a $3.5 trillion industry. Travel is over twice the size of that. It is the largest industry on the planet, and what's crazy is that travel is growing growing. It is going to grow to $15 trillion over the next 10 years. Another thing that's interesting is that travel is now the single largest category for online spending. So if you take iTunes and Amazon.com and eBay and Cars Direct and Overstock, anything sold online, you put them in a bucket, it does not amount to the amount of money spent on travel online. Travel is the largest bucket in the online space. And so because of that, the bottom line is that travel is the right industry to be in for the next 10 years. If you're like me, I was in an industry that was shrinking and the budgets were shrinking. This is an industry where the opportunity is expanding, and it's expanding rapidly. So let's talk about the first product that I want to introduce you to that has a role to play in what we're going to present to you. It is a revolutionary product in the travel space, and it's called the Dream Trip membership. Now, the idea behind the Dream Trip membership is similar to a Sam's or a Costco membership, where you take the idea of bulk buying power and you apply it to travel. When you're a member of our Dream Trip membership program, it covers your entire household, your spouse, and your children. If you're single, it covers you and a guest. And the thing about the Dream Trip membership is that we offer more than 200 trips a year on a rolling calendar. We're adding trips every single week. And if you're a member, you're going to have access to world-class vacations at astounding prices. So let me give you some examples of that. This is a 5-day, 4-night cruise to Cozumel, just $49 before ports, fees, and taxes. I can't take my family to dinner for $49, so an absolutely amazing trip. Here's an 8-day, 7-night Alaskan cruise on Royal Caribbean for $200. You know what's funny about this cruise is my wife and I priced this exact cruise before seeing World Ventures, and we were going to pay $1,200 a person for it. It's $200 through World Ventures, a $2,000 savings for she and I to go on this cruise. We have a lot of what are called mini dream trips. They're designed for the working professional to get out of town for a long weekend. Here's an example of one to New Orleans. We have a Grecian vacation, $21.99, includes airfare from JFK as well as a 4-day cruise of the Greek Isles. Here's an all-inclusive down to Cabo for just $2.99, one of the top resorts in Cabo, an incredible price. I have a very prominent businessman who purchased this product. He saw this slide. He said to me, I just went to that resort and paid $1,100 per person. It's $2.99 through World Ventures. So those are the types of trips that we offer, and we offer everything imaginable. You know, if you're a sports fan, we have the U.S. Open and the Masters and the BCS Championship and the Super Bowl. We have the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, the Kentucky Derby. I could go on and on. We have humanitarian dream trips where we marry volunteer work with luxury travel experiences. And so anything you'd want to do, it's available on our travel calendar. We had more than 15 trips in our first year, and now we have more than 15 trips a month. We have more trips per month today than we had in our whole first year in the program. So that's the Dream Trip product. Now, this product is a proven product. We've had more than 100,000 consumers invest $199 and then $25 a month to be a member of this product. And what's crazy is we have a 99% retention rate amongst all the customers who've taken at least one trip. Now, I want you to think about what you're selling today. Do you have 99% of your customers return again and again and never cancel the use of the product and, in fact, continue to buy more? Because that's what's happening with our Dream Trip product. And so then where do you get involved? We are now offering the world's most exciting vacation program as an employee benefit that you can take as a product into the companies that you're used to selling to and offer as a benefit program. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about what the presentation would sound like when you go in and talk to these companies, because it's a pretty compelling message. You see, the first major ingredient of our message is that the average American does not take the time off that they should. In fact, most Americans are leaving about 4 days of vacation time on the books unused. And that seems like a good deal because it's putting money back into the pocket of the employer, or so it would seem. The problem is that for every dollar that a company puts back in its pockets from employees not using their vacation days, it is costing that employer as much as $7. That $7 comes from a loss of productivity, worker burnout, increased sick days, increased sick time, increased insurance premiums, and in the liabilities that are associated with carrying forward unused vacation days on the books. So the burned out employee is costing the company money. And so what we've found is that the studies are absolutely emphatic. If a person will take a vacation, it will reduce their health risks. It will absolutely make them more productive. In fact, one of the most compelling stats that I've seen is on your screen, and that is that women, first of all, one of the shocking things to me was that the number one cause of death amongst women is heart attack. And if a woman will take a regular vacation, it will reduce her risk of heart attack by as much as 50%. So ladies, you definitely need to take a vacation. It's actually a greater benefit to go on vacation to you, statistically speaking, than it would be to go work out 4 times a week. So definitely there's a benefit to vacations. But the value goes beyond that. It hits right into the bottom line of these employers. You see, for every dollar an employer will spend on getting their people to go on vacation, they can put between $3 and $7 back in their pockets. So employees absolutely love this program. They love it because the membership covers their entire family, and it addresses the number one reasons that employees don't go on vacation. Those reasons are as follows. A, they perceive that they can't afford to take a vacation. B, the planning of the vacation is too much of a hassle. Or C, they perceive that their boss doesn't want them to take a vacation. This program addresses all 3 of those issues. Employers love it because it can generate as much as a 700% ROI. It also reinforces that the company is doing well. You know, right now in this down economy, there are a lot of employees who are panicked about the state of their employers. Maybe they've seen their coworkers laid off, and it is a very cost-effective way for that employer to reinforce that the company is in good shape. And last but not least, it is a benefit that is brand new to the market. It is very fresh. It has no competition. And when I talk to employers and I talk to HR directors and VPs of HR, they lament the fact that there's just not a lot of differentiation between one employee package or benefit package and another today. This gives them something fresh to put in their bag to attract those top employees. So here's the way that the program would work on the corporate side. It can cost as little as 66 cents a day to the employer. There's 3 ways they can get involved. They can offer it as a fringe benefit in which they pick up the membership for the employee. They can offer it as a payroll deduction to the employee. And then, of course, there's another thing called an incentive benefit, which is really, really wonderful. It's an excellent product to have in your bag. It allows the employers to give away these dream trips. They can give them to employees, but they can also offer them to their customers. So let's say you have a VP of sales who's used to taking his customers to the Masters every year. We've got a pre-canned Masters dream trip as a part of the membership. He could purchase incentive benefit package and be able to give those Masters tournament trips to his best customers. So it's an outstanding way for him to increase his sales, increase customer loyalty. So that is the product, but here's the key. The opportunity for you as a salesperson is absolutely unparalleled. So let's get into that. First of all, how would you like it if you never had to cold call again? You see, most of us spend a lot of our days in sales prospecting. You know, we constantly have to stuff the front end of our funnel. But what we've had that helps us here with World Ventures is we have a volunteer army of 65,000 reps. You see, this product up to now has been sold consumer to consumer in things like home travel parties and other types of direct sales mechanisms. So we have 65,000 members who have enrolled in this program to go sell it directly to the consumer. And these are people who don't have the business background that you have necessarily. These are people who don't have the ability to go into a sales cycle with a corporation and navigate the waters of a corporation. However, they have miles of contact capital. Maybe their brother-in-law or their sister is the HR director at company XYZ, or they go to church with someone who owns a business. And if we are going to incent those people to take that contact capital and introduce it to our system where those leads get routed to you. And the people who generate those leads have a tremendous financial incentive to do so because we're going to compensate them very, very nicely for entering those leads into the system that get routed to you. So you can literally leave cold calling behind and follow up on just warm lead after warm lead after warm lead. We also have world-class automation that we've introduced, multi-million-dollar automation solutions solution to handle your contact management, lead entry and tracking and routing, sales cycle management, a complete customer onboarding solution, and a customer-facing set of automation so that your customer, your client, that HR director or VP of HR or business owner has a really nice interface to the back end of the system to manage their employees and the employees who are enrolled in this program. But the compensation is where it gets really, really interesting, because I believe this compensation package is the most lucrative I've ever seen. I have been a VP of sales for a couple of large organizations. I've built comp plans for many, many years, and I've never seen anything this lucrative. Let's break it down for you. To begin with, for every new enrollee into the program, let's say you go into a company and you enroll 100 employees. In the first month that they're enrolled, we're going to pay you $12 per employee. So in that example, with 100 employees, you would get $1,200 on the first month of enrollment. But then for every 6 enrollees thereafter, you're going to get paid $20. Now you have to have a minimum of 180 enrollees to begin to qualify for that $20 override. But once you get to 180 enrollees, you're going to get $20 for every 6 enrollees. Now I've sold for a lot of years, and I've never seen something that would offer me 16.67% commission to infinity. You see, that never ends. It doesn't end after year 1, year 2, year 5, year 10. Forevermore, as those enrollees begin to aggregate, you're going to get $20 for every 6 enrollees. That means you sell it once, you get paid for life. So let me give you some examples of what this compensation would look like in real world. Let's say you go out in your first month and you enroll 240 employees. Your first check, because of the $12, would be $2,880. Your subsequent checks are now going to be $800 a month based on that $20 residual off of each 6 enrollees. So your monthly residual at this point is $800. Annualized, you are now at $9,600 in residual income. The second month, you go enroll another 210 employees. Again, first check's $2,520. There's a new $700 residual bonus that gets added on to your existing residual bonus, and now you're up to $1,500 a month. Annualized, you're at $18,000. Third month, you enroll another 540 employees. First check, $6,480, another $1,800 added to your residual. You can start to see this accumulate. Fourth month, another 120 employees, $1,440 in your first month, $400 additional to your residual. You're up to $3,700 a month residually, $44,000 for the year. Fifth month, another 330 employees. You guys are starting to get the idea. I don't want to belittle you with reading each of these, but you're at $57,000 for the year annualized. And your sixth month, you enroll another 450 employees, $5,400 for your first check. You're up to $6,300 in your residual. So here's what this looks like when you break it down. You guys have gotten, in your first 6 months, 1,770 enrollees. Your total direct commissions, those $12 checks, have amounted to $22,680. But your monthly residual at this point is $6,300 per month. That means that your annual income residually from then on is now at $75,600, and that's if you stop right there after 6 months worth of effort. But wait, it gets even better than that. Much like in real estate or in many insurance situations, there's a real estate broker or an insurance broker who's able to go build a team, and not only can they sell product, but they can actually earn overrides off of what their team does. We're going to allow you to do the same thing. Let's say you're compelled by this message, but you know some salespeople who are as frustrated as you are, and they'd like a better product to sell that can make them more money. Well, you go out and start recruiting some reps. You just send them to this video. They watch exactly what you've watched. Let's say you recruit 12 sales reps. And those 12 sales reps go out and only enroll 100 enrollments. That could be one company of 100 employees. That could be 10 companies of 10 employees. But they only enroll 100 enrollments each. You would make an additional $4,000 per month in residual income off of those 1,200 new enrollments, because we're going to pay the $20 residual bonus to you on this part of your enrollments exactly as if you had personally made those enrollments. Let's say you increase your sales team to 30 reps that you've brought into the system, and they again only enroll 100 employees each. That's 3,000 total enrollments. That's a $10,000 a month residual income. Let's say you go crazy and get 60 reps. And let me make this even clearer. It doesn't have to be that you've personally recruited those 60 reps, because let's say you brought in some reps who brought in some reps themselves, and that grew to 60 reps. And again, only enrolling 100 each, 6,000 total, your monthly residual would now be $20,000 per month. That's forevermore, as long as you have customers on the books. Just to make this even more ridiculous, let's say you got to 150 sales reps. They each only enrolled 100, 15,000 total enrollments. You're at $50,000 in residual income. Now think about where you sell today. Some of you may be selling to small businesses, but I know there's some of you out there who are selling to larger corporations, and 15,000 employees are sitting in just one building of one of your customers. You go enroll that many employees and you have built yourself a $50,000 monthly check that will last until the cows come home. Now, in addition to this, we're going to pay you a car bonus and a home bonus. $1,500 for your car, $3,000 for your house. Those things are on top of the incomes that we've already discussed. Now, there's no guarantee regarding income. I want to make this clear. You know this. You've been in commission sales. I don't have to tell you this. If you don't go out and make any sales, you're not going to make any money. This is a direct commission opportunity, but it's the most lucrative that I've ever seen. I want to show you our income disclosure statement from 2008, and I want you to understand that this comes from a group of people who've been selling belly to belly, consumer to consumer, one Dream Trip membership at a time. You can notice there that 29.8% of all the people who enrolled to be reps went out and shared this idea with someone and earned a check. 70.2% did not. They simply enrolled and then stayed members so they could keep traveling at a discount. Imagine, though, if someone can start earning $500,000 a year, as you can see on average for an international marketing director, if they can do that selling one person at a time, what can you do with the ability to now go enroll hundreds of employees in one fell swoop? Now, there's some benefits that are on top of the income. One is it's a non-captive relationship. We're not going to mandate that you only represent World Ventures. If you already represent some sort of insurance product or other types of benefits products, or let's say that you're in some other type of selling and you think you can put this in your bag and have it as an add-on, that's absolutely fine with us. Just add this one-of-a-kind product to your arsenal. And the crazy thing is that the Dream Trip membership is only the beginning. Remember how I showed you that Rovia technology in the beginning of this presentation? It seemed a little out of place there, but here's where it makes a big impact on you. We are going to begin to offer the Rovia technology and its ability to save companies significant money on their corporate travel as a corporate product very, very soon. We're in phase 1 of our program. We're just launching this corporate benefit program. You're one of the first people in the world to see it. And so we're starting with the Dream Trip membership. But very shortly, we're going to bring out to the market a very, very lucrative corporate travel program that offers a huge ROI to your corporate customers and puts a lot of money in your pocket above and beyond anything we've talked about with the Dream Trip program. Last but not least, we're actually going to offer a Rovia white label travel portal program where companies can take the Rovia technology and its proprietary ability to make and save them money on travel and rebrand it as their own. So the net of this is we are just getting started. You're getting in on the front edge of something that's going to be the most exciting and lucrative sales opportunity that you've ever seen. Now, the last thing I want you to take away from this is where we sit as a company. Because every company goes through 4 phases of growth. Formulation, concentration, momentum, and stability. And where you're seeing this is the absolute best time to get involved in any business, because all the wealth gets made when a company goes from concentration and into momentum. When a company hits momentum, it goes through what's called hypergrowth, and it goes all the way up this big hill to stability, and it does that very, very quickly. So you see companies like Starbucks go from virtual unknowns to billion-dollar corporations very quickly. Facebook, Google, we've all heard the stories and seen that happen before. World Ventures is a 3.5-year-old company that just released a giant into the market called Rovia. Our Dream Trip membership is the most popular membership program of its kind and is growing at record pace right now, and this corporate program is going to absolutely throw kerosene on that already hot fire. Those things are going to cause this company to move into momentum, taking us from a $100 million company to a multi-billion-dollar company very, very rapidly, and you can be a part of that growth. Now, there's 3 ways to get started. Some of you have no interest at this point in selling these products. You want to stay with what you're doing, but you are intrigued by the idea of traveling at significant discounts. And for those of you who that's true for, you can become a Dream Trip member only. Our Dream Trip membership is $200 and then $25 a month. Total startup would be $225. And here's the thing that's great. For you, if you refer 4 customers to the Dream Trip membership, say some friends of yours all want to go on a cruise with you for $50, if you refer them to this membership program, we will waive your fees. We will take away your $24.95 a month, and you will be a member for free. But some of you are absolutely intrigued and want to get started with us selling this program, and here's how you do that. You become a rep and a Dream Trip member. That's a $299 investment on your part to be getting your Dream Trip membership and your business system started, and then you're going to be investing $54.89 per month moving forward. Then you're going to add a $349 certification course so that you can go get certified to represent this company and understand all the systems, how the automation works, how you enroll employees, get employers to jump on board with this thing, and we're going to also provide you with a complete back office automation and CRM solution. That's a $703 total investment. You make the $299 plus the $55 up front, and then the $349 is invested once you go get certified. Some of you would like to get involved in the Rovia side of this thing as well, and what that's going to mean is the same $300, but it's an $80 investment to get everything going for you, and then again, the $349 certification course and $19.95 to maintain your back office automation moving forward, a $730 total startup. $730 startup in order to be able to make very, very lucrative commissions and earn $50,000 or more residually for the rest of your life. It's an unprecedented opportunity, absolutely no-brainer when it comes to the ROI. So with that said, I want to thank you very much. Get with the person who invited you to this call, get your questions answered, and come on board with us. We've got B2B certification trainings coming to your town soon. You don't want to miss that, and we want you to just jump on board with this thing, start making a living, start having the greatest sales career you could have ever dreamed of, and make more money than you ever thought possible. Thanks a lot, and God bless.